My next patron question is from Micah, who is curious, with the success of Hamilton on Disney+, what other stage musicals would you like to see, classic or modern, happen in the future, whether it's a stage recording or a film version of the musical? There are certainly many examples of musicals I would like to see brought to the screen. The biggest one I can think of is The Book of Mormon. I greatly enjoyed that show, and I think it has potential to work as a movie. Trey Parker and Matt Stone already have an existing relationship with Paramount Pictures and film producer Scott Rudin, and the show is an enormous success, so it would not be hard to get it off the ground. According to Josh Gad, there does exist a recording of the Book of Mormon, similar to the one created for Hamilton, so I would not be surprised to see a streaming service try to bid for the rights at some point. Another raunchy stage musical I'd love to see a recording of is Avenue Q. I've only ever listened to the cast recording, which I thought was wonderful. A movie would require a lot of creative direction, although I guess they could film it similar to a Muppet movie. Avenue Q closed on Broadway all the way back in 2009, so I'm surprised a professional recording has not been released. One stage musical I've long been curious about is the one based on Don Bluth's Anastasia. This was apparently closer to songwriters Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Aron's preferred vision for the animated movie, and I would like to see it. Since Disney now owns the rights, I can see them releasing a recording on Disney+, or even making a film adaptation. Speaking of Disney, in the early 2000s they produced a stage musical named Aida, with songs by Elton John and Tim Rice. This was actually originally intended as an animated film, but the project was then transferred to their theatrical division. There were rumors that Disney wanted to adapt it into a movie with Beyoncé, although I don't know the accuracy of this rumor. Nonetheless, I remember first reading about the show in Disney Magazine way back in the day, and it would be nice if Disney was able to bring it to a wider audience via film adaptation or stage recording. One Broadway musical that recently released a professional recording was the Spongebob Squarepants musical. I have not watched this recording, but I have listened to the songs many times, and I cannot help but wonder what would happen if the team behind the television series made an animated special, sort of like how Your Good Man Charlie Brown was adapted by the team behind the Peanut specials and movies. There are even some fantastic storyboard animatics made by fans on YouTube that give an idea of what it might look like. I've listened to some of the songs and watched the Tony Awards performance of the 2011 revival of the Cole Porter musical Anything Goes. I'm a sucker for old-time musicals, and so these tunes definitely appeal to my taste. Sheldon Foster playing the lead role is a nice bonus. There were film adaptations made in 1936 and 1956, but they apparently changed a considerable amount, including removing many of the songs. In a similar vein, there's 42nd Street, based on the 1933 movie musical. It would be nice to see both of these stage shows reach the screen again, done in the style of the musicals of the 30s, 40s, or 50s. I have noticed most movie musicals nowadays opt for a modern filmmaking approach, which I understand, but I'm always surprised more filmmakers don't try to recreate the feel of old-school movie musicals. Although I guess we'll see what approach Steven Spielberg takes with West Side Story. Thankfully, some shows I'd like to see reach the screen are being adapted. Songwriter Stephen Schwartz and writer Winnie Holtzman have long been hard at work on a film adaptation of Wicked. Stephen Daldry is also attached as director. Apparently, Schwartz is really pushing to make the movie something truly special, which is why it's taking so long. And no, contrary to belief, Universal Pictures did not greenlight Cats in favor of Wicked. Cats was just ready to go before cameras first. It was reported a few years ago that Eric Idle was working on a film adaptation of Spamalot. The show breaks the fourth wall a lot, especially in the finale, but I'm sure Idle will find a clever way to make it work as a movie, with that expected Monty Python wit. And ABC will air a live television version of Young Frankenstein, I assume when it's safe to do so. Anyway, let me know in the comments what musicals you would like to see filmed, and thank you for your question, Micah.